Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing The Real Thing by Faith No More. Now I have reviewed other Faith No More albums on my channel. I've reviewed Angel Dust, King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, and Album of the Year. So if you haven't seen those reviews already, definitely check them out after this review. But yeah, this is of course the first album with Mike Patton, and if I remember correctly, these songs were written before he officially joined the band, and also his vocals on this album sound fairly different from how he sounds on the albums that come out after this one. But yeah, Mike Patton, definitely a talented individual, has many side projects too, like Mr. Bungle and Fantomas, if I pronounced that correctly. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the album. The album starts off with From Out of Nowhere, and I believe this was the first single, the first song we heard from Faith No More with Mike Patton on vocals, and overall it's a pretty catchy song. It's upbeat, catchy, and memorable, and not a bad choice for a single either, and overall pretty solid choice for an album opener. But then we get to the song Epic, and this song is apparently lyrically about sexual frustration. I did not know that until recently, but this was of course one of the first songs I heard from the band, and when you're listening to the song, you notice the mixture of rap and rock, and of course, that the mixture of rap and rock starts to become a bit more popular towards the 90s, specifically maybe like the mid to late 90s and on. But Epic, definitely a great song. There's definitely a reason why it is known as one of their biggest hits, and understandably so. Definitely a great song and one of the highlights on the album for me too. And Mike Patton's rapping delivery in the verses is still pretty catchy and definitely pulls you into the song. And then you have the chorus, which is catchy and memorable, especially when you're listening to Mike Patton give his nasally slash high delivery in the chorus as he's delivering the lyrics. But yeah, Epic, definitely a great song, and it's cool to hear. Also, Roddy take the spotlight a bit more towards the end of the track too, with the piano or keyboards. But next we have the song Falling to Pieces, which is maybe my favorite Faith No More song. Absolutely love this song. I believe the song is around 5 minutes, and it doesn't feel that way either. But yeah, I think both instrumentally and Mike Patton, they all really sound really strong together, especially in this song. And I don't know, the catchiness, the chemistry between all the band members in this song just really shines for me with this song, and it's definitely one of my favorites from the band. But next we have the song Surprise You're Dead, and this song was composed by Jim Martin, and you can definitely hear it. Definitely more fast tempo, upbeat song with some riffs that have some nice punch and grit to them, and Mike's definitely giving it his all and going crazy vocally in this song too. Maybe not as crazy in other songs, but crazy compared to maybe some of the other songs on this album maybe. But it's a bit of a shorter track. I believe it's around 2.5 minutes long. But yeah, this song is also pretty dang good and kind of overlooked too, you could say. But then we get to the song Zombie Eaters, and this song is around 6 minutes long. The first 2 minutes start off fairly melodic and calm, both musically and vocally, and then that eventually leads into some crunchy riffs, and the moment around the 4 minutes and 50 seconds mark, you get some pretty tasty riffs there from Jim, and definitely a talented guitar player, by the way. Definitely a bummer that he left after Angel Dust, but this album and Angel Dust really show how talented he was, especially when you listen to a song like this one too, especially. But next we have the song The Real Thing, which is of course the epic of the album, and you have your moments where you're hearing Roddy do the keyboards, which gives the song kind of an interesting atmosphere at times, and then you have your moments which are maybe a bit more heavy with the guitar or some of the riffs, and overall a pretty solid song. And yeah, sometimes you can maybe feel the length at the length of the song at times, but not enough to make you want to turn it off or skip to the next track, because this song is indeed really a good track overall, and kind of interesting that they have it in the middle of the album too. But overall, again, a pretty good song. But then you get to the song Underwater Love, which is a bit of a more straightforward track. If you're a fan of the first three songs, then you'll probably enjoy this song. And then you have the song The Morning After, and I like how noticeable Billy's bass is in the song when you hear it, especially in the verses, for example. And I think Jim and Billy have great chemistry in this song, especially. But maybe not one of my personal favorites on the album, but I do like it though. But next we have the song Woodpecker from Mars, which is of course the instrumental. And this is a song that I actually haven't heard in a while until recently, of course. And it was definitely cool to hear the song again because I think it's a pretty cool instrumental. Maybe not one of my favorite instrumentals of all time or anything. I wouldn't go that far, but either way, it's still a pretty solid instrumental. Really shows what the band is able to offer instrumentally. Duh. But overall, a pretty solid instrumental in general. And if you haven't listened to it in a while, definitely give it another listen. Next, we have the cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs. Definitely an underrated cover. I think this cover is maybe a bit overlooked. Definitely underrated in my opinion. I think this cover deserves more attention. I really love this cover. And of course, I'm a fan of the original too. I am a Black Sabbath fan. Paranoid's a great album. Master of Reality is my favorite album from the band, but Paranoid is definitely, of course, one of their best in my opinion. But this cover, in my opinion, it does what a cover needs to do. The band does it in their own fashion. It's not super too derivative or anything like that. They're doing it in their own style and way, and in my opinion, it works. And yeah, overall, a strong cover overall. And I just wish more people knew about this cover. But then we finally get to the album closer, Edge of the World, and this song is lyrically about a pedophile on the loose for little kids. Another lyrical meaning that I didn't know about until recently, so definitely interesting. But yeah, definitely unique. Also a unique song on the album due to its more jazzy style or jazzy vibe, however you want to put it. But maybe not their strongest album closer, but also not bad either. Maybe not a song that I'd skip, maybe once in a while or sometimes, but again, not a bad track, and not a bad choice for an album closer either. But anyways, if I had to rate this album, I'd probably go with maybe an 8.5 out of 10. Of course, my score could change at any time, but for now, I'll go with an 8.5 out of 10. Some people call this album their best. I disagree. I think it's one of their best, but not their number one best. I think the best has to be Angel Dust, but that's just my personal opinion. But anyways, again, I'm going with an 8.5. So let me know your thoughts on the album. Are you a Faith No More fan? Are you a fan of this album? How's the album compared to their other albums for you personally? And all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.